We have a sixth entry into the Final Destination franchise titled Final Destination Bloodlines. The series so far has been better than it has been worse, with a couple rocky ones in the middle, but we have the promise of another stellar entry. Now the question is, does Bloodlines bring more life into this franchise, or should we retitle this to Final Destination? I know. It's all I had. Let's go. Let's start. Before I get into the spoiler-free review, if you wouldn't mind subbing on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, I would appreciate it. Content's free of charge, and it costs you nothing to subscribe. Or like the video if you find yourself enjoying it as we go along. This also gives you the opportunity to hear more about Final Destination in the future, because I'll be doing a spoiler video if this one does all right. But for now, I'm going to let you know if you should spend your hard-earned coin going out to see this one. The quick answer? Yes. If you're a fan of the franchise, I think you'll enjoy this quite a bit. The movie's definitely having some fun. What we have here is an hour and 50-minute runtime. It does seem to go a little longer than it needs to. However, pacing-wise, I was on board for all of it. I could just see some spots where, yeah, you could trim it down just a hair. It is, like all the other ones, rated R, and it's making good use of that R rating. Not only are the kills very creative every single time, there's also a decent amount of gore, and some of it is absolutely brutal to watch. And unlike some of the past entries, it's more brutal because you actually like a lot of the characters that you're going to come into contact with here. Especially our main protagonist, Stephanie Reyes. She's having a hard time in college, and it's not because her grades are slipping. They are, but that's not the main reason. The issue is she's having a hard time getting any shut-eye. And these aren't your typical run-of-the-mill nightmares like her brother had once, where he said a hot dog was eating him instead of vice versa. I almost chuckled at that had I not heard that same exact joke in an episode of Seinfeld years and years earlier, where Jerry said, "One time I had a dream that a hamburger was eating me." So unless one of the writers out of the three that worked on this script got permission from the Seinfeld Corporation, I don't know if that's a thing, to use the joke, look for a lawsuit soon. Also, the brother really butchered the line delivery anyways, so was it worth it? Let me work it. As for all Final Destination movies, Destination, of course, short for destination, we're going to be spending time with a bunch of teenagers who are going to find themselves in precarious situations. Because Stephanie is going to uncover the hard, brutal truth about her reoccurring nightmare. That it's all tied together to her grandma Iris. And one faithful, horrific event that has shaped the bloodline for years to come. Again, I mentioned the characters are likable in this movie, which is impressive considering this is a modern film featuring teenagers. Oftentimes it seems like they have to be super assholey or just completely disconnected with the rest of the world. I just saw Clown in a Cornfield. I hated pretty much everyone in that film. But here, no, I thought, you know what? These kids are all right. These kids are perfectly fine. It's also worth noting this is the last film that our Candyman stars in. Tony Todd, we get to see him one final time on the big screen, and that was special. That was nice to just get that final send-off for an absolute legend. So we got spectacular deaths, we got likable leads, we got a good pace. When's the other shoe gonna drop? Where are the negatives at, and where are the cons to this movie? Well, I already told you to go out and watch it. I said it's worth your time, I think, especially if you enjoy this franchise. Even if you're not familiar with it, it stands alone well enough. Obviously, you're going to get more out of it because there's ties to the other films. There's Easter eggs. There's just straight up references left and right. But that's more of an added bonus. Even if you go in fresh, you'll be fine. All right, so the cons for me, and they're not even really bad. They're just different, all right? I enjoy Final Destination because it had this dark energy to it. And yes, it was the first film in the franchise. You didn't know what the hell was going on at that airport scene. It was kind of chilling. You were with the characters along for the ride. Well, we've been on this ride now 6 films, so you know what to expect. And the shine is a little less shiny this time around. However, the film also knows this, and so it's going to do misdirects. It's going to have fun focusing in on things for you that you think might be the danger, but then it's something over here, or it'll cross-reference back later. They know what they're doing behind the camera. But what is missing, or I should say is different from that first film, is the look of this thing. I like that a lot of it takes place at night in the first movie. I like that it has a creepy energy to it. This movie does not have that. It is sillier. It does have that CG stank on it. It does have a very green screened look, especially in that intro, which is amazing. I really enjoyed the intro. It takes place in the late 70s, but there is a lot of stuff that just does not look natural. They're really trying to sponge out whatever budget they had to make this work. As far as cheap jump scares go, there was maybe one. I don't even know if it's really a jump scare. They did a good job with this overall. It's just not that type of movie. I didn't find it scary in the slightest. It's more of a roller coaster ride, which is apt because the third one takes place on a roller coaster to start, and I'm on for the ride. The whole time I'm there. Overall, this was a big win. I don't think it's the best of the franchise, but it's clearly a franchise that's far from dead. Now I want to hear from you. I know the movie just hit theaters as I'm recording and probably getting this out the door, so maybe you haven't seen it yet, but are you looking forward to it? Are you happy they brought this thing back again for probably another 7 or 8 movies if it keeps making money? That's what they do. Let me know. Please, again, think of subscribing on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. I'm trying to push this thing across different platforms because variety is, after all, the spice of life. And again, I'll probably be doing a spoiler video on Final Destination. Tons of movies coming up that I have to cover. Lilo and Stitch. We have a new Mission Impossible out the door. We have Superman down the road. Big summer movies coming up. Jurassic World, I'm in. All right. Hopefully I see you later. Take care. Thanks again for watching the video. If you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it if you checked out patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. That's where fans of my channel go to help support it. There are different tiers with different offerings, exclusives every month. We got multiple movie reviews. There's a vlog monthly. And even if you don't want to plop down $1 a month, you can just sign up for Patreon for free and become a member at no charge. Appreciate your time. Thanks.